Hi, welcome to Parker Monuments. I'm Suzanne Parker, co-owner of Parker Monuments with my husband, Frank Parker, here in Knightdale, North Carolina. Since 1975, we've had the honor of working with a lot of families to honor their loved ones with a memorial. One of the things I hear from our families is they had no idea that there was so much involved in buying a monument. There's a lot of choices that people aren't aware of, and a lot of things that can make the monument personal. So the main purpose of this first video is just to give you a basic idea of what it's like to buy a monument. There will be subsequent videos that will talk about specific parts of buying a monument or designing a monument, but for this one it's just your basics. What you need to bring with you, what you need to know before you come, and what you can expect when you're here. It would be very helpful, first of all, if you visit the cemetery where your loved one is buried, if in fact it is someone who has already passed away. We do a lot of monuments for couples who choose to buy their monument or individuals who buy their monument pre-need. So by visiting the cemetery, you can get a good idea of what's already in the cemetery. It'll give you some ideas of some monuments that you may see that you like, some things that you don't like. It's helpful for the person helping you with the monument to know the things that you do like and the things you don't. If possible, know the regulations of the cemetery. There are a lot of cemeteries that have specifications. They have specifications on what is allowed, what's not allowed. So most monument companies will know the regulations of the cemeteries around. If they've been in business for any length of time, they've done a lot of work in a lot of cemeteries. And so, it's a good idea for you to know ahead of time what the cemetery allows and what they don't. There are some cemeteries that require flat markers. Some require their bronze markers on granite bases. Some require certain thicknesses. Some have restrictions to height. It's also a good idea to know the width of the grave spaces, because some are 3.5 feet, some are 4, some are 5. That kind of information gives us an idea of how much width we have to work with. Some cemeteries also have fees. There are a variety. Some are flagging fees, which can be $25, $50, just depends on your area, what they have. Some cemeteries don't have any fees. They don't have any regulations. You're pretty much free to do whatever you want to do. It's a good idea to know what those regulations are. The next thing I would say is visit websites. Look around at local companies, their websites, so that you can get an idea of what they've done. We have a good variety of some of the things that we've done on our website. Of course, we couldn't post everything we've done. The website would be humongous. But anyway, there's a good variety of markers, flat markers, bevel markers, slant markers, upright monuments, individuals, doubles, triples, just all kinds of things, in addition to memorials as far as veterans and all of those. You can see all those pictures on the website. A lot of families come in to visit with us, and they kind of pretty much all fit within 3 categories. They either know what they want, and they want me to tell them how much it costs, and that's what they want. They buy it. That's what they want. That's not many. Most people come in with some kind of an idea of what they're interested in. They know what they like and what they don't like, but they need a lot of guidance. And we are more than happy to provide that guidance. And then there are folks who have absolutely no idea what they want, what's available, anything about pricing, which honestly most people don't know much about the pricing. If you fit in any of those categories, this video should help. So we talked about visiting the website, visiting the cemetery, looking at things that you may or may not like. Really important that you know the name of the cemetery. Because of all the regulations we talked about, it's difficult to sit down and design a monument if we don't know the name of the cemetery, so that we know the regulations. So really important that you know the name of the cemetery. Also be sure and bring with you the name of the person who passed away, how you want their name on there, any nickname that they may have. You also want to obviously know their date of birth and their date of death if they have in fact passed away. You also want to consult with others, family members, friends, whomever you want to consult with about what they want on the monument, what they hope to see on the monument. Now you might want to narrow that down to people who are actually helping to pay for the monument, because you're going to get a lot of different opinions and ideas, but it's completely up to you. You know your family and the friends of your loved ones, so that's your decision. You also would want to schedule an appointment. That really has become very important since COVID, to limit how many people are in the building at one time. You can certainly walk in at any time. Some people drive by and they think, this is the day that I am emotionally ready to handle this, and they stop in, and we're more than happy to help. But at the same time, if you can schedule an appointment, that's the best. That way you know that you can have the undivided attention of the person who's helping you design a memorial. It's always a good idea to have all the decision makers present. I have had a room full of people. I've had one. It's completely up to you, but just make sure that you have all the decision makers available. They don't necessarily have to be in the room. I've done a lot with FaceTime and other medias, so whatever works for you and your family. Also, if you choose to have a picture of the individual on a monument, individual or individuals, you want to bring that picture with you. And there will be in other videos about pictures and quality and that kind of thing. But basically, if it is a digital picture that was taken with a digital device, then that's fine. But don't like snap a picture of a picture hanging on the wall. The quality is not going to turn out great. Once the decision's been made, once a design has been drawn that everybody's happy with and everybody has agreed on the price, then there will be a contract. At least with us, I'm pretty sure with most monument companies, there'll be a contract, so expect that. A deposit of some sort will be expected. A lot of people choose to just go ahead and pay for it all up front, and that is up to the individual monument companies how they handle that. In our company, there will be a layout done on our graphics program that will show exactly how the monument is going to be engraved. Everything will be sized right, spaced right. Everything will look as it's going to be on the monument itself, and you'll have an opportunity to approve that. Hopefully all monument companies out there are doing that, but I don't know, I can't speak for others, only for Parker Monuments here. We won't engrave anything unless we have the purchaser's approval on the layout. Now, timing. COVID has played havoc on how quickly we can get monuments. There's been a tremendous demand on granite, and then with the shutdowns, the restrictions on how many employees can work in the quarries and in the manufacturing environment has caused a lot of delays. And I'm sure you've all heard about all the delays that are going on with many businesses. So the granite industry is no exception to that rule. It depends on what you purchase, what type of granite, the size, the color, the finish, all those kinds of things will determine how long it takes to get. So that's basically what we need to talk about as far as the basics of what you can expect when you come in to buy a monument and what you need to bring with you. In future videos, we're going to talk about things like pictures. There are porcelain pictures, there are etched pictures. Etching is kind of like what's behind me here. There are all kinds of colors of granite. Well, these come in all different sizes, by the way. There's all different colors of granite, which you can see behind me. There's a bunch of different colors of gray. Some are domestic, some are imported. There's blacks. There's a lot of different those. Again, some domestic, some imported. There's all kinds of reds and browns and greens and blues, and these are all granite. Of course, there are There is, of course, marble, and we'll talk about the differences in marble and granite, and the better and harder material is granite. There are a lot of flower vases options, whether you do or don't use one. There are a lot of different designs that you can choose from as well. We will talk about different finishes, polished versus rough versus all kinds of other things. We'll talk about those things. We'll also talk about different colors we talked about different colors of granite, but also different colors of what's called lithochrome that goes inside the lettering and the carvings and everything. We'll talk about different carvings. Carvings are things like crosses, praying hands, flowers, bass fish, guitar, cowboy boots, whatever. We'll talk about those kinds of things, and there are a ton of options for those. And those are the kind of things that really help personalize the monument. We will talk about installation. We'll talk about different fonts. We'll talk about, there are just so many options for you. So I hope this video helps at least some. And maybe if you want to look into it a little deeper, you can look at some of the others that we'll offer. So if you'd like to learn more about us here at Parker Monuments in Knightdale, North Carolina, please feel free to visit our website. It's across here. It's in the description. It's parkermonumentsinc.com. Give us a call, 919-217-0350. We'd love to talk with you. Have a blessed day.